Just a single entry in our Little Piglets Showmanship division here. Young man does a nice job in terms of keeping control of his hog there. He stays tight to her there. And I'm from a show pig background here. Showmanship's a big part of what we do. I've got to judge many national shows and state shows in terms of the showmanship level. I can critique a little hard at times here, but on a single entry deal with a young man just getting started here, I think he's doing a very nice job there. I'd encourage him maybe work on getting his project to move just a bit more effortlessly, maybe focus just a bit more on what direction you're headed and show with some intent there. But I think a very nice job. He's obviously been around his project and done a good job of getting to know him. Congratulations to him. Just a single entry in our junior showmanship, but a young man does a very good job. He drives with some intent. He's got a lot of focus on his project there. Maybe at times he's not checking back as often to see where the judge is at, and he's maybe more focused at times on where what his pig's doing or how their step is. I'd encourage him maybe just work on tuning things up just a little more, get a little more in step with your, or a little more in sync with your step with your project there. But hey, basic whip usage and composure and demeanor about you, you're doing a very nice job. Congratulations. Two entries here in our senior division and two very good entries here that took a little bit of deliberation at times for me to kind of deviate between there. But ultimately, I land on option number C. I think the young lady does the best job for me at offering the most amount of angles. She's smooth in terms of her transitions of getting around the hog and careful not to cut me off. She's very good in terms of eye contact. Most importantly, she's able to keep her free hand off of the hog there and keep it up tight against her body. It doesn't inhibit any views. It doesn't bother things at all. Very good job, very calm about her demeanor, and we can appreciate all those things about her. An excellent place here to start us off in senior showmanship. Option D there, that's going to be our reserve senior, also does a very good job. She's maybe a shade more intense. She's maybe a bit quicker to the punch in terms of finding gaps and the rate of travel she's able to get her hog to go. Personal showmanship pet peeve, I guess, is just maybe having her free hand in the brush, pressing down on the hog's back. Some guys it doesn't bother. To me, it's always been kind of one of those things where I prefer our showmen we work with at home just to keep their hands off of them there. That's not necessarily what gets her beat in this drive, but it comes down to a bit of personal preference on a close pairing. It certainly helps kind of sort amongst the pair there. Very good pair. I wouldn't argue with you if you want to flip that. Two young ladies that do an excellent job. Congratulations. We get in for your supreme showmanship of the youth division here. It's going to be tough for me to have to split that senior group. We're going to keep those together to be your champion and reserve here. I thought those young ladies did a very good job. Like I said, I thought that pair was close. Just some minor details and preferences about free hand usage and speed and, at times just the intent of where they're going. I like your C showman there to be your champion, your reserve senior, option D there to be your reserve overall youth. And then for our third out in this division, another one that I think matches up well in terms of focus and intensity. We don't maybe find him to be just as in tune or in sync of step with his hog as what the two above him were. Does a very good job. I like option B there out of our junior showmanship to be your third out youth. Congratulations.